Laugh, we cry, we share the ride. No judgment here, just love and light. You've got a place right here to stay. So take five and heal today. Take five with CJ and Jester. Talking truth. Good morning, General. Hello. General, good morning. Ah, General. Because we got to get it back. Good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning to Grenada, Caribbean, Pitik, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Good morning to North America, Asia, Africa. Let's see, we have Canada again. Good morning, Canada. Good morning, Canada. Good morning. Good morning, and how are you? I'm okay, and you? I'm good, thank you. Go ahead. This morning, I will give you thanks to be with us. We thank you for talk to bed. We thank you for those who love you to the morning rising. Come on, this morning, let the Lord be heard this time. And the most important thing in our life is the breath to good unto to every one of us. Now, first, my hands to do know what I help, I know about you. And when you draw yourself from us, Mr. Our Lord, when thou shalt reach. But I become bring before you this morning, Lord. But I remember the full corner of Guinea and not so too Canada. And the everything of this for Lord. Remember, I remember to my sleep. But I got it my union, I ran, remember the whole world I can be good luck. It really was not children, but sick, you can see purple. Because I do fast and I'm pulling from every hour. It brought me over to that page that says child with the flowers this month, blessed. All the sick and afflicted ones. Those who are the fed themselves. Those ones who are the generously matter body. My God, I'm the nurses and the doctors. Those that I bring for you, I have seen you, Lord, to grant them a good sign. That every day, this story has to you. The entire spirit, this thing, everything is done. Remember the hour, remember the SSU, remember the hour, man around. Remember the time minutes I bring to you. Remember the minutes I bring the opposition, the minutes I. Each and every one of them live down so you could become up and start them. And every inside, Lord, and before the evidence to be distinguished as right and to be in your side with co-operators that must not my sin. Remember them with our Lord. All these and with the same Lord. Pass by them with our blessed Lord. Remember that all these things and I bring before you, Lord. And I invite on every one of them. I cannot name them one by one, but you are acquainted to them. Because they are your chicken with past by the our blessed Lord. By means of just one that's gonna be different. Remember just bring me for you this morning, blessed Lord. But I remember that son Mama can I will leave me left behind. Each and every one in that home, I bring them before you this war, blessed Lord. Remember to do this our blessed Lord. I bring them before you, Lord, that I may bring up to body, Lord. Pass by the home you and to hard is our blessed Lord. Remember that Lord, I bring them before you and I lift up to you. Kaya inabay man, inabay naman yung kwento ha. Wala, look down upon us, you didn't left behind. Yes, you know, see body like companion friendly sa wala, para binding together like one bone glass plate. That cannot be broken this morning, Lord. But I remember every village and every site and every people this our Lord. My village and my people, I bring this to you this our Lord. Have mercy on us this our Lord. That have saved us from shame and disgrace. Disaster this our Lord. Remember we the hurricane season, Lord. But I please we begging you, Lord. He was not alone, but still supposed to photo. That a person came to Jesus to say, look at me. When I was checking this our blessed Lord, my God and my King. And the tell the disciples to say, what Father which art in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. And forgive us for our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen to you also. Amen. Is everything okay?
Thank you.
Good, good, good.
I
Very good.
improve it.
You improve?
Improve it. Yes, because I realized when I put on the,
I'm not hearing you. What did you say?
when I go on the phone, the phone light,
Okay.
I do the service,
Oh, okay.
but people don't know. I put it on my,
Oh, okay. Just to
I
put
put
it on
it on
speaker. Oh, okay.
yes.
Well, good.
Yes, I realized when I put it there, I get in a better service. I
Okay.
put it on the make louder, but not play.
Hmm. I see.
Yes.
All right. Once you get to us, that's all that matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I shall talk to you right after the program.
Jester, what's your boy?
I'm good,
Hello,
hello, girls.
I don't want to cut the post name because I don't know if I license to call the post name, so I just say post name.
Oh gosh. How's Dio?
Dio, they say okay for the time.
All right. Yeah. So give her my regards as well as the entire home circle.
Okay then.
All right.
Sorry, but
Well, lovely day now. You take care now.
tell the person I say good morning and have a good day.
What person is that? What person? I like you're
But I
going to get
I don't know what to call the first name.
Well, call the person name. Who's the person you're talking about?
How much are you on it?
Two. Just and I.
Well, no, the same police could have took me.
No?
You can call the person.
And you, oh God, yes, you just pray for the SSU, you, the police, none of them touching you. They get you fired.
What they're doing, you know.
And
So you try to rock the shit on it.
no, you're good, you're fine, you're good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you take care now. You know, bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye.
Pleasant day, yes.
Thank you. Yep. So let's see if we can get okay. So just I was saying good morning before Ken will call, so let me just continue to say good morning to all the Take Five family and fans. Good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, North America, Asia, Africa, Europe. Good morning to the whole wide world. And last but not least, let me say good morning to my friend me over there. Good morning to you, Jester, and how are you? Thank God I'm doing all right. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. In the land of the living. Yes, yes. Let me say good morning to those who are listening out there, which is Bolovaci Bongiorno. Good morning to Faithlin Hallie Douglas. Good morning to you. Lorna Bain, good morning. She said good morning to all the Take Five family. I think she's under the weather this morning, so she may not call, but she may make a comment online. Okay. Jenny Mason, good morning. Lincoln, good morning. Mary Other in Tio, good morning to you. That's Chance the Gamer 97. Good morning to Junior Other in the Grand Town. Good morning to William Broadcast. Hope all is well with you. Good morning to Marlon Klein. Coffee in the morning. Bernadette Abraham. Daphne Dayton family out there in Toronto. Good morning to the Hill Street family, the Clean family. NP, good morning to you. Good morning to Alvin Harris, Duchess. Good morning to you all. Good morning to Mr. Nicholas Snag. Hope all is well in your world. Good morning, Ken Rose. We just prayed here with Ken Rose. Pat Pear and family, good morning to you. William Pear. Tubby, good morning to you. SBW, good morning to my dear friend Buddy out there in the lane. Kathleen Ledlow, good morning to you. Antonia Francois, Good morning to the university under the cashew tree. Under the cashew tree, where you get it all. You get the plumber, the MTA, the electrician, you get it all. You get the karaoke, everything under the university, under the cashew tree. Good morning to Bushes, Chubby, Ito. Good morning to Ann Burnett and also to Radio Man. Good morning to Sherry in Maryland and Wendy out there in Toronto. Jester, the floor is yours. I don't call a few names already, so I'll just say Wayne, Ted, John, Mrs. Glean out there in Boston, good morning to you. Andy Moose Bartholomew, Leslie Nicholas, good morning to you, bro. Um, the Hill Street people. The Hill Street people. I saw the sun yesterday, man, on the job. Okay. Yeah. You went to the bank? Yeah. Oh, you have money? Not to give you. I guess I wasn't begging you. I just asked. Clay, just must. It's something wrong with you. Girl, God, you must just must make everybody my business. Why you like that, girl? So they do you. Who else? Who else? Oh, Clay Mahu, good morning to you. Good morning, Mr. Bisesa. Good morning to you, and how are you, Miss Bisesa? Good morning to Miss Gladys Sylvan out there in Mary Junction. Gladys, yeah. I'm not sure of her surname. But no, Miss Gladys. She works very hard in the shop. Shop work is hard work, actually. All work is hard work. All work. Work is a unit of force. So once you just lift something, you see, early morning, and she says, but that's why she had to close as soon as it's 8 o'clock. Oh, I see. In the PM. Well, 8 o'clock is a good time because you can start early in the morning. Yeah. I close at 7:30. What business you doing, girl? The business in my place. I get up in the morning, I check my plants, I play with my dog, I go, I do thing, I clean my place. That is the work. And at 7:30, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning, no, believe it or not. I have no idea if my body did not get the memo that I should sleep in my bed, but I wake up 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'm wide awake. So I close shop at 7:30. And you already established that I go to bed early at night. So it's nothing new. So what's the vibes? What's the vibes? What was the weekend? I heard you on Saturday night. Was it a Sunday night? A Sunday. Yeah, I heard you. You stay for me and the breeze blow your voice. I say, hear him over there. So you think you know what you're talking about too much, you know? You have to come in between, man. It's 40 plus football. Let me ask you something. It's really nice. Nice. You didn't think that I learned from the last time? Where was it? Yeah. You remember? I'm not coming anywhere you are. No way. And that was the final look. That was the final look in too. So don't worry, you'll come to the final at least. Yeah. So it was really, really a nice opening. It is the annual Sally Speaks 40 Plus Football. The main organizer, Bishop Dave King. Most people know him as Pastor. Pastor King, they refer to him as. He's been assisted by the members of Big Four Promotion. It's a small group in Riverside. Okay. Comprised of 4 members, basically. So that's called a Big Four? Yeah. Okay. Big Four. Who are they? Janelle Edwards. There's one in Quimido. I'm not sure of his surname. You have Liz Dan Jules. That's Ia. And who's Jojo? The next one I call Jojo. He's a police officer. And what make them big in that kind of, when you say big? Well, I wish I knew how they come up with that name, Big Four. You should ask the question. Maybe I need to. But I think the obvious reason is the number 4, this kind of speaks for itself. Okay. You know what I'm saying? The camera is giving me a bit of an issue here. As for the big, that way we may need to find out. Yeah. Well, it's big for business, the bigger than the folks that are there. They have been doing a fantastic job, because it was well received from last year. That's why you have an increase this year in the number of teams. All right. Because, even on the night there was players that were calling in to, or managers of other teams, to be part of it still. I see. Okay. So it's really, really good. So they might have at least 15 Am I hearing a knock? I think you're hearing a knock, but let me check to see what that knock is all about. Maybe what is this? We have been on attack? Something? Let me just see. I'll talk still, the cut off. Yes, it really, really was a great weekend indeed. So we do look forward to that a 40 plus football tournament being held at River Sally. Yeah. And of course it is River Sally is the home of Chevron John Brown. Chevron John Brown is currently captain in the Grenada national senior men's team. In fact, they are recently engaged in two friendly internationals right here at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. One was played on Wednesday, the 8th of October. They defeated the British Virgin Islands 4-1, and 3 days after they played Cuba, defeated
How did
Cuba
that go?
2-0.
Oh, they beat Cuba. How could Cuba let them beat them like that? I mean, Meridian and all that, but see what? I have a passion about Cuba. That speaks well for Grenada. That's good, yeah. That's really good. That might tend to give us a little bit of respectability nowadays. Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to fight for what it is that they want, but So just my mic is giving a bit of an issue this morning. Like as we turn before behind or something of that sort. I think I got it now. Maybe. So lots of football is on. We have seen that the GFA has taken an initiative to resume primary school football after about 7 years. Really? Yeah. So okay. That is a really good move on their part. And then we have the college league going on now as well. College league football. Okay. Yeah. In the group stages. So all teams are fighting to qualify so that they could make the cut? The big eight. Into the right. The big eight is for what now? Well, the big eight is like quarterfinal stage, and then from quarterfinal you go to semi-final, oh, I see. And then the final. Yeah. So the primary school football that is on the GFA also? That is on the GFA. Okay. But the secondary school football is not on the GFA. It's been on under the well, the secondary school play there, yeah. Again, let me say it. So we had 2 or 3 matches here in the plains playing field, and there's still no bathroom, still no nothing, but every day and every weekend matches are going on here, and I'm tired of hearing players coming. Your consistency will go a long way, man, and it will be the dividends at the end of it all. Will it? So don't worry. I like that. You keep ponging it every day. You push the the needle 1 inch more. Well, so William Walker just sent a message that he's hearing us quite clearly. So that means our system here that we invested in Jester is paying off in dividends, paying dividends for it. Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. William. We did say good morning to you and hope all is well. So yes, you were saying now? Claire, have you following up the developments with regards the request the US is making of us? Well, because I believe that's something that concerns all Grenadians. Well, let me put it this way for you. As I always say to you, I don't do politics. I don't partake in it at all. I don't care. But hold on a second. I am speaking. My lips are still moving. This is not just about politics. I didn't I say hush? You go ahead. Yes. This is a national concern. But it is. And a lot of people have been speaking out. And based on what it is that they're asking for to find drugs and all this kind of thing in the area, we have all kinds of satellites all over the place that could detect it. And based on the research that I did and heard about it, it's not about the drugs. It is about they have a war going on with Venezuela. Grenada is in a very strategic, if I say that word right, position in the Caribbean world. That's in the days of the revolution. Yes. It is said that's why we got invaded in 1983 because it was right. Yeah. So I am not in a position to say yay or nay,
But the powers that be have to sit and really think about that before they make the decision and say yes or no, because it's going to be, all of us are going to be harmed by it regardless which way it is. If he says yes, we're going to feel the brunt of it. We say no, they're going to pressure us. But then again, they're already pressuring us, so how much more pressure can they do? They cannot raise grenade and go anywhere with it in the first place. We are not doing anything for them to invade us. And they are not really supporting us, based on what I'm hearing, they're not really supporting us financially or economically in any way or form. So whatever decision they make, whether they say, no, we're not giving permission, I think everybody has to stand firm on that. You cannot be willy-nilly, some saying yes, some saying no. It has to be a collective. And the whole Caribbean, I think, has to come together and say a big yes or a big no. That is my thing on it.
This is a very, this issue is not a very,
it's not cut and dry. It's not cut and dry. Yeah.
Issue for Grenada, you know, really and truly. It's like you have 2 children, right?
No.
You have, how much children you have?
2.
Hey, so much as it?
You say I have 2 children, right? Right? Is it true?
So you have 2 children.
I do.
That is like asking you to take the life of one. I'm serious. The situation we're in is like asking you to take the life of one.
But I don't understand what is really the whole thing about it, so I cannot say much. But all I know is that it says that the U.S. president of the United States is asking permission from Grenada to let them use their waters or something close to the airport. Some raid or something.
Yeah, too.
Yeah. So that means, they're not only monitoring wherever they're monitoring each and every one of us when we walk, where we scratch and all this kind of thing, because it's a satellite that is going everywhere. I mean, it's all, mind you, it might already be here, we don't know.
No, but as far as I understand, I get some information that the CIA is already in here.
CIA, not the IAC?
The CIA. You don't joke with that, we find ourselves really within a rock and a
we didn't find ourselves, and we did not go look for it, looking for it, okay?
They put us in it.
Well, yes, but you could go in a monkey pants and come out, It's all about Jester. It's all about your people, and you're either going to suffer from it or not. Whether you say yes or no, or yes or no. It's about, can we say no and survive?
That is the thing. To say no and survive.
But then again,
it's extremely difficult. When you see, the thing is, some people just like to jump up and just stop.
No, you have to think about it.
Analyzing the situation from, because that's what I love to do before I speak. From both sides, because both Venezuela has been good to us, and we do benefit quite a lot
from Cuba,
with America. You understand? We do.
Oh.
Quite a lot. Just check alone, right? With the establishment of SGU, this contributes just over 20% of our GDP. That is very significant.
So you say that SGU is predominantly American?
I would want
Canada has to have taken over.
Yeah, but they have quite a lot of these.
Yeah, but Canada has the bigger chunk of SGU.
Do they always?
Always. Maybe America was there at one time, but there are more Canadians in
if you have to make a judgment,
SGU is a global school. You have Africans, you got people from all walks of life in America. So just hush up.
No, Claire, but no, when it comes
to hushing.
No. I don't even say I'm making a debate. From ever since that has been established, there are much more American students attend than any other. That's a fact. No, you have to do your
I don't
even debating that with you.
I know
that for a fact.
I said the belief is it. I have proof on that. I have proof on that because I did that. Because let me tell you something. You know how I knew that? There was a time that we did not used to see on the trains that we travel, we did not used to see SGU advertising, right? And then all of a sudden, you've seen everything. All the trains has SGU posters, Grenada, this, and I'm like feeling good about myself, and I'm saying this is my country they're talking about. So then I did ask, what's going on with SGU, with Canada, and it says Canada has the bigger chunk of supporting SGU at the moment. So change?
Maybe that might be for a season, Claire, but come on.
Well, I'll give you the reason. No, hush, let's go. I want to hear nothing more from you.
No. So I'm just saying, Yeah, it's something that the government have to sit down and critically analyze. And maybe, who knows, they might probably need to bring a broad cross section of the population and get the feedback as to making a decision. I don't know, but
let me put it this way for you.
It's not just something.
When they had the invasion in 1983, correct? Grenadians, not me. Grenadians, a lot of Grenadians thought that, okay, the American came and things are going to be much better for us in Grenada. Did that happen?
Well, I guess that did not happen. Why? Because who at the time they were dealing with, they failed to hold them at a point to negotiate and benefit from.
Can you negotiate with America?
Why not?
Okay. When you figure out, let me know. Look, China is negotiating. Trump said putting 100% on the tariff in China. No, that make the stock market just go bloom like a stone. They kill a guy in Russia. Yeah, hold on. They kill a guy in Russia for the cryptocurrency, because when Trump say putting the tariff on whatever, they shot him boom in his head because a lot of people lost their money. So when you're negotiating, it has to be a kind of, I don't want to listen.
Yeah, but China putting down as well, and affecting America just the same.
It affects everybody.
Exactly. So it's not just them alone.
No, but I'm just saying that but the BBB is what's causing this. Who is causing that?
But anyhow, I'm just saying that I hope the government, whatever, they carefully analyze the situation, look at it from all points, and
last question
make the decision in the best interest of the
last
nation.
Question I'm going to Are we in a position where we can negotiate with the United States to say no and survive? Let's go. Let's move along. Let's move along.
It's difficult. I would say it's very difficult. It's very difficult for that to happen. It's very difficult.
Let's take a quick commercial break and then we shall start our PROGRAM. Let's go. Why are we getting two songs? I don't know. See here. Let's see. That's something to say. Feel independent. Yes, I don't know.
Oh, you're looking for that one. This is
I just done it. Maybe we shouldn't take out another toy. We just went and figure it out. So today, Jester, Mary, good morning to you. We were going to talk this morning. Mary, I normally yeah. I did ask because he has a plain double. I have to figure it out. I have to call my thousand and ask him what's going on here with this thing. I know. I'm a very fine one. And you don't have me hear the said the music I'm playing twice and I can't handle this right now, so we're moving along.
Oh my gosh, yes, I was just one. Oh my gosh.
One wonder girl, that's all right. So let me say this. The system here, I put it on and it's playing the theme song as well as another song. Something is in the back and I don't want to touch anything to two things. So my dear son, if you're listening, tell me what's going on with my ad. You can come in and fix me up and anytime you feel like. So Jester, we did ask that people call in and say, give us a topic as what we may want to discuss for a Tuesday. Now, my dear friend Mary in Toronto sent a topic for me, traditional medicine versus modern medicine. So I did the research, Mary, but because it's Child Month this month, I had to switch it there. But next week, I'm coming with your program, so don't feel away. I'm coming with what you gave me for next week. But this, because it's Child Month and we are coming really close and everybody's talking about the child and everything, so we had to talk about the one this morning. How does assumption affect you mentally and how does humility vindicate you? And that is the story you're talking about of a fourth grader who was suspended from class for something that they assumed that she did that wasn't so. So, Jester, you want to read the first part of the story for us?
First part.
When you reach to the next topic is the principal doubt. So you read from there the top to down there.
How does assumption affect you mentally, and how can humility vindicate you?
Mm-hmm.
a fourth grader was suspended. What she said left the principal stunned. Hillcrest Elementary was just another quiet school until fourth grader Emma Richardson, the perfect student, was suddenly suspended. What followed shocked everyone as secrets unraveled. Principal Jameson discovers a mystery that could shake the school to its core. You won't believe what really happened or who Emma truly is.
Go ahead.
Emma had always been the kind of student teachers adored, polite, focused, and never in trouble. So when she was summoned to the principal's office, whispers of confusion spread quickly. To everyone's shock, Emma was handed a suspension letter without warning. Her classmates watched in stunned silence as she was led out of the building. Their model P suddenly cast in a different light. Just before leaving, Emma paused, her eyes fierce. Turning to the principal, she asked coldly, "Do you know who I am?" The question hung in the air, leaving the room frozen in silence.
Right. So here we have a story that is going to unfold about a fourth grader who was suspended from school without the principal also getting the full story as to what happened. Now, do we always hear that phrase? Do you know who I am? That's when something happens and say like you are the business and the cat's you're a big person in society and something happened, I come to you and I say something to you and you say to me, do you know who I am? And that I should be shaking my boots now because you are somebody important or that's what you tell yourself.
Say, I don't care.
Right.
I want to know. I don't business.
In that
That sort of responses come out immediately.
Yes, I don't care. Do I care? I would say I don't care who you are.
Sometimes only when the pressure ends that amount.
That happened to me before. How do you call it? Was it we put on a bottle by the place one time? And I said to him, I said, pick it up. And he says, what? I said, pick it up. Do you know who I am? I said, do I care? Pick it up. This is not a garbage bin that you see that you have there. Pick it up. And from that, he ran and he waved like a lunatic, and I just ignored him totally. But yeah, when they ask you, do you know who I am? Who you are? Does that say anything to me?
But that's what I'm saying. That
yeah.
the kind of obvious response that usually comes.
But in that case, it is a build-up. So here is the principal doubt. As Emma locked eyes with him, a wave of doubt washed over Principal Jameson. A pit formed in his stomach as he wondered if he just made a serious mistake. Rather than respond, he turned his back and headed for the safety of his office. Her question echoed in his mind, haunting, sharp, while uncertainty settled like a heavy fog. Emma's final words rang out, "You'll regret this." She vanished down the hallway, leaving stunned onlookers and a shaken principal who now questioned everything he thought he knew about her. So she not only asked him, do you know who I am? She also told him that he's going to pay for what he did. And based on what you read in the first part of the story, Jessica, is she justified?
Is she justified?
Mm-hmm. By telling him, do you know who I am? Or you're going to pay for this? Because as you read, it says that she was a model student. She's polite. All the teachers look at she's focused, and she never got in trouble.
Yeah.
When they suspended her peers was
stunned because they don't expect that from that type of student.
So that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Do you think that she is?
Well, I would want to believe.
Right.
Yeah.
So it goes now. Read more than meets the eyes.
Clara offered a calm explanation, suggesting Emma's words were just the frustration of a suspended child. Maybe she was just upset, she said gently. Eric nodded, but doubt clung to him. He tried to shake it off, repeating Clara's words in his head. Yet the tension in his shoulders didn't ease, and the memory of Emma's fierce gaze refused to fade from his thoughts. When he opened his door, students scattered without a word, avoiding eye contact. Eric assumed they were just unsettled, but in truth, they knew something he didn't, and rumors were already spreading like wildfire.
So he had the tension in his shoulder, and when she said, "Do you know who I am?" and you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for this. So that means that he's not feeling easy anymore. And what make it worse, the children were close to his office. They dropping in by his door to hear what he's going on inside his office. So by the time you open his door, they just scatter and they start spreading. Rumors start spreading now. So here, the quiet before the storm. The students returned to their classroom in eerie silence, each carrying unspoken thoughts. Lessons resumed as usual, but a strange tension lingered beneath the surface of every word and movement. By day's end, Principal Eric had pushed the incident from his mind. He left the school feeling content, convinced the matter was settled and nothing more would come of it. But the quiet wasn't peace. It was a warning it was a warning. Beneath the calm, unease simmered among the students. The stillness in the halls hinted that Emma's story was far from over. So even though he left the school and he went about his business, he wasn't quite comfortable still because he doesn't know what she mean by you're going to regret it.
Yeah.
Or you don't know, do you know who I am? So the next one is the message from the shadows. The morning Eric walked into his office ready for a productive day. But as he sat down, a folded note on his desk caught his eye, shifting his focus immediately. Assuming it was from a teacher or his secretary, he opened it casually. Until he read the message, his face went pale. The words were sharp, unsettling, and clearly meant as a warning. Panicked, Eric rushed to the teacher's lounge, asking if anyone had seen someone enter his office. No one had, but deep down, he already knew. The note's presence meant one thing. He was being watched. Then comes the warning becomes real. Take it on.
The note was unmistakable from Emma. You will pay for what you have done. It read. Eric laughed it off at first. Surely a fourth grader couldn't mean it. Still, the chill lingered. Despite Clara's reassurances, Eric couldn't shake the unease gnawing at him. Deep down, he feared he had made a terrible mistake, one that might already be spiraling out of control.
So now he started to he wasn't expecting that went to work and there's a note. So now that means he's being watched. Sometimes something happened and you're there and you get a note and you feel, well, okay, somebody is watching me. Who is it? But he doesn't know who it is. Well, he knew it might be Emma after that. But when he went to the teacher's lounge to find out, well, if anybody saw anyone, nobody saw anything. And the way school children are these days, if a student is in trouble, especially by the principal, they could see her come through there, but they would never say that they saw Emma because they feel that he was unjust to her as it is already.
Yeah.
So here the overlook clues. That afternoon, Clara quietly approached Eric, holding a neatly bound folder. There's something here you need to see, she said, her voice carrying a quiet urgency. Inside was Emma's recent class project, a creative piece that on the surface seemed ordinary, but between the lines it hinted at a layered and possibly troubled family history. Distracted by mounting pressures and calls, Eric skimmed it briefly before setting it aside. He missed the subtle warnings woven through Emma's word, signs that could have changed everything if only he had taken a closer look. So sometimes when things happen in our life, Jester, we just skim over.
Take it for granted.
Yes, and think that nothing is going to come of it. Although he got warnings, he got a note, he got everything, but he still didn't think until the teacher Clara brought that note to him and say, "I think we missed something." So now let's see what he missed. The return and the warning. Emma's return to school didn't go unnoticed. Walking beside her was her father, a man with quiet authority and an unreadable expression. Emma herself seemed composed but distant, her silence speaking volumes. Her father's immediate request for a private meeting with Eric set a somber tone. In the principal's office, his tone was sharp, his gaze unwavering. What began as a discussion quickly shifted into something far more serious. He warned Eric of the broader consequences of his actions. His words were laced with tension, subtle yet unmistakable threats that hinted the suspension had stirred forces far beyond the school. Eric sat in silence, the true weight of his decision finally coming clear. So now her father is involved. So when you send a child home from school, most times when a teacher suspend a child or a principal suspend a child, then they have concrete evidence of what the child may have done, right? And send the child home. Now, if the parent come to the school and say, "Oh, so why did you send my child home? Oh, this, that, and the other." You, the teacher or the principal, could simply say, "Well, Jester did that. We spoke to him about it before, and he did not take any note. He did not respect our views, so we had to send him home." In that case, did you think that Eric, the principal, had any ammunition at all to fight the father or Emma?
I think so. What the story didn't say where they had done any investigation on the end
Yes,
of
but
Emma's situation
yeah, but
before.
going back to what we read, she
Knowing
was a
how the type of
yes.
student she
So
was. Yeah.
so he just gave her the suspension letter
Yeah.
without even investigating what it is. Folks, the number to call is 416. What is it?
416
Oh, let me sorry.
404 1189.
I'm not Toronto number is coming up in my head. Sorry. 1473-404-1189. And please share what we're talking about this morning because it is Child Month and we're dealing with a child situation here in school. If you know, a couple of weeks ago we had Happy Edwards talking about the same bullying thing, but this one is bullying in a different realm altogether. So he sat in silence, the true weight of his decision finally becoming clear. So now he's starting to think, did I do something wrong? Did I make
Did
a
I
harsh?
handle that situation the correct way?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So go on a warning beyond words.
The meeting with Emma's father left Eric rattled. The man's final words, carefully chosen and layered with meaning, echoed ominously in his thoughts. My daughter will never do such a thing. No, you pay for the consequences of ignorance. Back in his office, Eric tried to make sense of the encounter. Was it a threat?
Was it a threat?
Was it a threat, a warning, or something else entirely? The father's presence and tone had hinted at power, knowledge, and a more profound truth still beyond Eric's grasp. The praise stayed with him like a whisper in the dark. This wasn't about a fourth grade suspension anymore. It was the beginning of something hidden, something larger, older, and far more complicated than he ever expected.
So the phrase, what was the phrase she used to him again? Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Now you start to figure out what's going on here. He says something about the power. He had talk about power, talk about something more sinister, something more hinted at knowledge with profound truth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that means when she says that, she knew what she was talking about. Do you know who I am?
So the first stayed within him
Yes.
like a whisper in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Your expression.
Yes.
Could you imagine?
Whisper in the dark. So every time
The
he says
first
something
stayed with
whispering,
him like a whisper in the dark.
you'll pay for this. That is whispering to him right through.
Yeah.
So it says the power behind the curtain. After the board meeting, Eric began a quiet investigation into Emma's background. What he found shocked him. Emma's mother was a powerful political figure with far-reaching influence. The revelation changed everything. Emma's suspension was no longer a simple school matter. It now carried political weight, and the stakes were far greater than he imagined. Eric's assumptions unraveled. What he once believed was a clear-cut decision now felt like a grave misstep, shadowed by consequences he never prepared for. So the weight of realization now. Eric battled a mix of fear and shame. His failure to recognize Emma's family background had pulled him into a situation with consequences far beyond school discipline. The embarrassment stung deeply. As principal, he was expected to anticipate and understand such dynamics, but he hadn't. His oversight now felt glaring and costly. Emma's word, "Do you know who I am?" echoed with new meaning. They weren't defiance, but a warning. Eric finally understood the weight, and the true power behind them shook him to his core. So now we're talking about Emma and what she said to him. "Do you know who I am?" And we keep seeing this phrase coming up. So now it takes a different light, a different shift on what Eric thought he knew. And just
Is that really based on a true story?
it is.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And how didn't he know that Emma's mother had political weight? It
Well,
because the reason why I'm asking, why I'm saying that, if remember, if a politician has a son or a daughter, it doesn't matter which one that goes to school and they suspend that child. No, whereas for an ordinary person, right, it might just look it's just an ordinary situation. But if it's to the politician, it is a big embarrassment.
She has political background.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
It will show up. That would be like a star in the sky.
Yeah, but here it is. So do you know that not everyone in politics come to the forefront that people know they are political? Except that her father is a powerful man. You remember, you see, it's her father that came to the school. Her father is at the forefront. So it could be that the father went and registered her in the school and not the mother didn't go. Because not everybody that say, "Oh, I am in politics," and they put himself on the front line. Because the father is the one that took the lead. Although he had power, but he took the lead there. So I'm not saying that yes, the mother is, everybody should know her. There are people in politics that I don't even know, Jester. There are a lot of people that have political affiliations that they sing and we don't know who they are.
But
some people are in the background.
Yeah, but you may not know somebody far and wide, but if it's within a community, I kind of probably expect for you to come to school as a principal.
Does the principal know every child in the school?
No, not every child, but what I'm saying is, being the child of a politician would be of a different thing, and I kind of expect them to know that. But say
It happens. It happens. So yes. So the weight of realization hit Eric because at one time he recognized him Richardson. As we go into the story, you'll see what it says. At one time he did recognize who it is, but at the time when he was doing, because you see, the child never gave trouble in school. She was just a student like everybody else. Is when he suspended and she got really upset. She said, "Do you know who I am?" Because you know how powerful her parents were or are. So the unseen betrayal. Go on, read it.
Behind the scenes, something sinister was at work. The truth about Emma's suspension didn't involve some mischievous prank or hidden rebellion. No, one of her classmates, a notorious bully named Jason McCree, had snuck the teacher's private record book under Emma's desk, framing her for a crime she didn't commit. Oh, poor Emma. He did. He had been bullying Emma for months, jealous of her success, her praise, her spotless record. Planting the book wasn't just a prank, it was a calculated strike designed to bring her down.
You see?
Yeah.
So you see what happened? He did not just pull a prank on her. He did it on purpose because he was jealous of her success, the praise that she's getting from the teachers, her spotless record. So he really wanted to bring her down. And you see, sometimes bullies act in different ways and forms. He didn't beat her up. He didn't do anything because if he hit her, maybe the whole class was going to beat him up too because she never troubled anybody. She didn't do anything wrong to anybody.
But he said on that occasion, maybe not, but he said, but earlier on, he said that
He's been bullying
for
her.
months he's been bullying her.
But we don't know what sort of bullying he was doing. If he was teasing her,
Yeah.
when he says, here it is, oh, poor Emma. So that is the way he bullying her, saying, when he see her, poor Emma, look at poor little Emma. You see, it comes in different form. And you see what it caused her? It caused him but he did cause her to be suspended when she didn't do anything at all. So here is your. I would think I need to take a break, but I hope the thing. Let's see if we can take a commercial break and see if it's gonna work for us here. Let's see. Gonna do this, and let's see if we can take a quick break and see if it's gonna really work for us here. No, my monster. I'm telling you, everything.
94454463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services.
I don't know what's going on with this. And yeah, I'm sure definitely. What it is.
Mic over.
This calibrated machine is a precision head. General machines show us a pattern and related to precision machines. Actually, the services will satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418 Sugar's request services located at Lower St. Patrick. Welcome to Top 5, your mental health program. CJ and Jester. CJ and Jester.
And we're back. So, Az doesn't want to play with us this morning, and I don't know why, but I have to kind of ease off on me on the thing. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Williams. Thank you very much. I think he gave me an advice there, and I'm going to try it and see. Thank you. Good morning to you, Jenny Mason. How are you? Hope all is well with you. So Jester, we're talking about Emma, who got suspended for something she didn't do, but at the time, the principal did not take the time to delve into what happened. He just take whatever say, Emma, you're suspended because this person say you did this or this person say you did that, and that is not the right thing at all. So the truth comes to light, and it says that the child that did it, he wanted to just bring her down. So let's read now. The truth comes to light. The plot unraveled when a brave student, tired of Jason's reign of terror, confessed everything to Miss Clara. Horrified, Clara raced to Eric with the truth. Emma had been innocent all along, an easy target for Jason's cruelty, caught in a web spun by jealousy and malice. Eric's heart sank. He realized he hadn't just made a mistake. He turned a blind eye when Emma needed protection the most. So you see what happened?
Yeah.
So now there is a question. Do you think that if the principal didn't know what was going on, at least she didn't know what was going on at that time, or he didn't know, do you think it was his duty to find out, to dig a bit deeper into why Emma was sent home, to figure out if she really did something or not?
Of course, I believe he should have investigated the matter thoroughly.
But I think he dropped the ball. He really did. Because even though the file was placed in front of him from the teacher Clara, he just skimmed over it and didn't even pay attention to say, well, okay, let me dig into the file and see. It's only after her father came into the school and the father read him the Rat Act. That's when he decided that, okay, I think it's time for me to really pay attention to what is going on here and not, you know, not just swing with it and say, well, I suspended her already. That's it. There's nothing I could do. So read the next part.
Before the press, Eric took a steady breath and began. Today, I publicly apologize to Emma Richardson and her family. His voice carried the weight of regret and responsibility. He acknowledged his mishandling of the suspension and the distress it caused. Misstep. This incident has taught me the dangers of assumptions, he continued. His words reflected growth, an honest commitment to fairness, understanding, and a renewed sense of leadership moving forward.
So what do you think that means? Where did he go? So that was, this one, the first part of it was assumption, right?
Yeah.
He assumed that Emma did something wrong and he sent her home, he suspended her. And through a few motions, when her father came to the school, her father read him the Riot Act, where Emma telling him, you're going to pay for what you did. Do you know who I am and everything like that? All that still didn't really move him until the father said to him, you're going to pay for your consequences. And who knows, in schools like that, parents of Emma do give monies to those schools, eh?
Yeah. Sometimes the repercussions is very, very, very.
Yes. So that's when she said, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Because she know the power of her parents, and maybe her parents do support the school financially, and then if they do that, or they just suspend her without questioning anything, they are going to feel it. That's why she said you pay for what you done. Now, what I like about him, we are going into the humility part of it now. What I like about it, after he really figured out and he did his research, which is after the fact, so where did he go to?
So, redemption in the spotlight?
No, a moment of accountability. Where did you think he went?
Oh, he went.
It says, okay, Martha. It says before the press. You ready? Before the press. So he went where? He went to the media.
Yeah, he went to make that public apology.
Yes. So that's where the humility comes in. Because he could have said to himself, oh, I ain't going nowhere. It happened already. That's it. But he was a humble person.
Yeah. So that
He started showing humility. And that speaks volumes.
that was a good move to make.
Speak volumes because there are a lot of us in this life that we have that if something happens and even though we know that we are wrong, pride in us is going to cause us not to do the right thing.
Yeah.
We're going to go down swinging right to the end as though, well, I did it already, I said already, nobody can make me do anything or say anything. But you see, he had
humility in him. He was a humble person. So he did not just go to the school and have in an assembly and say, okay, I wronged Emma and everything like that. He went out to the press. He says, today I publicly apologize to Emma Richardson and her family. His voice carried the weight of regret and responsibility.
But I think Clay, he was left without any choice. That was the best choice for him to opt to do.
Listen.
When we come to think about it, because from all indication, he was in the wrong. There was proof that he was wrong. There was nothing that was left in doubt. Not one shred of doubt was left on the part of the decision that he made. He had anything right.
But I just said,
doing so.
Just said there are a lot of us.
I don't believe he had a choice.
No, he had a choice. He could have made the choice not to go and apologize to the public.
And then that must have cost him a job.
Yes, that's his choice still. That is his choice. But he did the right thing. Because humility is part of it. And as we go along, you will see why I says, he was a humble person. Because he could have said, you know what? I could call an assembly in the school because it didn't happen outside in the public, right? It happened inside the school. So he could have have an assembly, during the assembly say, the principal and the teachers, I suspended Emma based on something that somebody said, and I didn't look into it. And for this, I like to apologize to Emma and to the school and the teachers and the class and her classmates and everything. He could have done it in the school because it was not out in public.
I tend to see it a bit different because you know what I'm saying?
Tell me.
She wasn't the student of an ordinary person. That's what I'm saying. The suspension would have reflected on her parents with a mother who is a political figure. Mm-hmm. And you know what does it mean? First thing they say, well, okay, look, she's a politician, and look at that, he's been suspended. That is why he had to go to the press. Maybe if it was an ordinary student, we probably could have done it in the school.
So what you're saying is this. So if my child, I'm not in politics or so, and she was suspended, or Max or Candice was suspended, because they didn't do anything, and they were suspended because a bully bullied her or did something to her or him, and I'm not in politics, so they shouldn't take it seriously.
I'm not saying no, but based on how we operate in society, the reflection would be different. It would reflect quite differently based on the type of person that are involved. I'm telling you, seriously.
Yeah, and this is why you see when we place emphasis on people in positions, sometimes it backfires on us. Because yes, I am a mother and I have 2 children, and you suspend my child. So because I am not a high person in society, that it's you don't have to apologize to me in public also. Go to the press.
But don't get me wrong.
I know, I'm just playing the advocate here.
If the child of the politician deserves to be suspended, by all means,
but
it has to be done.
Yes, but they will still say her mother is a politician, her father is a politician. Why do you suspend him?
In that situation, no, I not going to give it. She did something wrong, he or she, that child of the politician. Mm-hmm. By all means, you need to be suspended. Come on. Okay. But if it's unfairly done, that's where the problem really is.
Mr. Williams, call us and tell us what you think. You have children, we have children. Call us and tell us what you really think about that. Somebody call and say something, because it is. I look at it as humility, because I'm saying that he could have just. It happened in the school. And to be quite honest, the parents did not bring it out to the public. They didn't. The father could have, the mother could have said, go on in same media and say, look, my child is going to Hillcrest Elementary, and she was suspended. For something she didn't do, suspended from school. She didn't do that. The father didn't do that. He came to the school and talked to the principal where it happened. So I'm thinking, me as a parent, and a teacher at one time would say that I'm going to deal with it in the school, because that's why we have teachers, we have PTA board, we have this, that you could call in the parents, so the parents could come to the school and discuss it. But he in himself knew that he dropped the ball way out,
and he's feeling that, I did wrong to Emma, yes, you may think about who our parents is. I'll go and make a public apology. Because maybe that is the next step the parents are going to take.
Let me tell you something.
Yes, I'm listening.
The Prime Minister has 2 children, all right? They go to school, and he may have somebody that he might have a market vendor who also have a child that goes to the same school. If the market vendor child gets suspended, you may not even hear about it. Think about it. You may not even hear that.
It depends.
But let it be the Prime Minister's son or daughter.
It depends on if the market vendor did not make noise.
What's wrong with you?
It depends if the market vendor did not make noise.
Let's be realistic for going in our society.
Because you see, the thing about it, this is what it is about society. And this is where society continues to escape from the things that we do. Because, okay, I have my 2 children going to school from kindergarten to wherever. I walk them to school every day. Nobody says, oh, Claire's walking her 2 children to school, cameras following me. You have a little money in Hollywood, and you bring your child to school. Same time with me. But cameras following you to say, well, look, Jester drop off Johnny to McDonald College this morning. And so, how does that, what is the difference in that? And this, as you see, we are the one that cause society to do, because we tell ourselves that they are better people than us, and they have. Let me tell you something. Well, hold on, let me tell you something. The way I look at it is status.
Yeah, it's about status too.
Okay, I might be driving bandits, right? Candice might be driving something else. My neighbor next door might be driving a Maserati. Somebody else down the road is driving a Lamborghini. When we go to the grocery store, we are parking at the same parking lot. The very same parking lot we're parking at. You go to the same grocery store and shop. You might buy filet mignon. I may buy my little back and that I like because I want to chew the bone. But we are in the same grocery store, spending the same dollars, the Eastern Caribbean dollars or the American dollars, the Canadian dollars. We are spending the same money, right? So why do you think that they may place more emphasis on you because you're driving a Maserati and I driving bandits and stuff like that? That is not fair. And that is what society, I'm trying to tell you, that if I am the market vendor and my child has been suspended for something that you don't know, I'm going to make my voice be heard just the same way.
I had you know what, remembering from Animal Farm, for a long time ago.
Not a long
time ago, Animal Farm. And you know what it says?
Yes.
We all are equal, but there are some that are more equal.
Nothing. That is
exactly what is playing out in that situation.
Yes.
Let's move on, please. Somebody will call me.
That is, if you have an orange and you cut it in half, or it could be, you have the bigger half. You tell me, how you have the bigger half and a half is half off. What do you call it? It's off. How is that? So yes, nobody can have I got it. No, okay, pun intended. But that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying in that case, it's humility on his part. He's humble. That's what he could go to the press and say.
Sometimes that was one of the conditions that was put forward to him too. Hey, in order for him to keep this, but I'm just saying, they may not tell us everything.
I am only going on what I'm saying. He didn't say that.
Remember, right from the story, sometimes you got to put in your own imagination of
I don't know how to imagine.
They write a room for that as well. I would want to believe that, hey, if you are to keep this job, here are some of the conditions that ought to be followed as a result of your mishap. This is one of them. You have to go to the press public.
You might be right. I'm thinking from humility, I'm still thinking of humility. So we talked about he went to the media and he answered all questions. He said about, he felt how he felt. He mishandled the situation, which we both understand that he did. He says there's danger in assumptions. And when you just spell the word assume, A-S-S-U-M-E, and somebody asks what assume means, you make an ass of you and me. Right? Because you don't have
true meaning, man.
Assumption, you make an ass of you and me. Assumption means that you say something or you do that is not right. You do not have facts about it.
Yeah, you don't have proof.
That is assumption. So
something that you believe will not.
Exactly. Right. So he mishandled the situation and he stressed it caused misstep. He said the incident has taught me the dangers of assumption. And this is not only for the school, it's a lesson for all of us humans, because we do that on a daily basis. We
assumption is a dangerous thing. Very, very dangerous.
That's what he's saying. It's a danger. It's dangers of assumption. He continued his words reflected growth and honest commitment to fairness. So that means he's saying that he wasn't fair to Emma because he did not give her the time of day. He just called her in the office. Somebody reported that she had the teacher's notebook under her chair. He just called her and away you go. That's it. You are suspended. But you see, we have to learn to investigate things before we make that final decision. Something is ringing. I don't know what it is. Is it your phone? Something is.
My phone isn't ringing. Assumptions can be right as well as it can turn out to be right.
Assumptions cannot be right. It cannot be right.
Okay?
Assumptions cannot be right.
Yeah.
Because if you're assuming,
you could assume something and then it turned out to be right. You didn't know anything, and you tell yourself that what happened.
Or you could have
and then it so happened that's what happened in truth.
You cannot see your assumption. You get
okay, come on.
You get a gut feeling that what you say might be right. It's not assumption, because assumption is we just declare what assumption is. Is that when you make something, Google it and see what assumption is and read it for me. Google assumptions, and then you go tell me if assumption could be right.
You go and Google it. So okay, assumptions could be okay. We might sit here and heard that something happens out of you. You and I both wasn't around, all right? And we wondering what have caused that to happen. And I sit within my mind and I say, I believe it, that I come up with what I believe to what would have happened, come up with a reason. And you must have come up with a reason too. However, your reason turned out not to be the case, but my own is the one that suffers. In fact, that is what ended up happening. So what would you say wasn't an assumption?
Lorna Bain, I just checked in. Assumptions are beliefs that are accepted without evidence. So if you don't have evidence, you can't say it's true?
No, but
listen what it says here too. Correct. An assumption is something accepted as true or taken for granted without proof. So you cannot assume that power is going to go tonight if you don't have proof from Greenland saying that they cut enough power at 8.
So you will find in the next word for it, a prediction. We predict that.
Well, it could be, but prediction again, you could predict that the world is going to end tomorrow. You could say that, but that doesn't have to be. So the synonyms and see what the next part. Sometimes you cannot assume something that is not true. You could say,
Okay, what presume is? Let's go dive into some more. Presume is.
When you're presumptuous, you are arrogant,
Because without knowing, without having the facts and evidence, but thinking of what would have transpired, and eventually that is what ended up transpiring. What are you referring to it?
Presumption. An idea that is taken to be true, often used as the basis for other ideas, although it is not known for certain. Behavior perceived as arrogant, that's what I just said, disrespectful, and transgressing the limits of what is permitted or appropriate. So assume, none of them is true. When with presumptuous, people always say that you are arrogant, you are this and that. That's presuming something. Presumptuous. So you see, assumption and presumption.
Where would it fall? It fall in.
It don't fall in.
You guess?
It can't fall in. Because
you guess, right?
You cannot, you could say, I guess. Or, sometimes you would think about something and say, maybe that might happen, or maybe this will happen. But that doesn't mean that it's true. In your mind, this is silly.
This is something that I have to
dig into it. Well,
most definitely.
Uncle Google and lie. So that's it. He said. So yes. So that's why I'm sticking with humility, because I think the principal was humble in his belief, in his ways. That's why he could say that. Redemption in the spotlight. It says, Eric answered each question with honesty, owning his mistakes and emphasizing the lessons learned. His vulnerability often offered the community a rare and powerful glimpse into accountable leadership.
The press conference, once daunting, began to turn in his favor. Eric's sincerity resonated, shifting public perception and restoring a measure of trust in his leadership. We must know and respect every member of our community and always pursue the truth, he said. His words, grounded in empathy, marked a turning point, highlighting his growth and the values he now vowed to uphold. So hear this. Do you see the other word that came through there just now, Jester? You didn't see it? Perception.
Yeah, perception.
Mm-hmm. What did he say? Shifting public perception. Because you know what? The public already, when he went there, the public already condemned him and said that he suspended child without this. They lambast him. Let's put it that way. So now that he came out and said as it is, it shifted the thing to him.
Well, yeah, as I stated, one of the ways that he could somewhat do damage control.
Yes.
What?
I didn't say no.
No, but just saying. Just saying.
Yes. So, there's so much to learn, Jester, in that we are doing this morning. What happened? The phone ain't working? 404-1189. I asked Mr. Williams to call. He ain't calling. Mr. Williams call.
We're not making fun of calls.
No? Okay. Lorna says assumptions can be true, but not considered truths until it is proven. You see my girl good?
Yeah, so I'm glad she put that in your head.
No, your head. You're the one that
in your head.
Yes. You're the one that said that you the truth. No, not at all. I just told you.
Read what she
I'm
said.
not reading anymore.
There you go.
I understand because I told you.
Read
something that is not true.
Read again what she said.
Assumptions are beliefs that are accepted without evidence.
No. You miss out a part. Don't try that. You think I'm stupid or something? Don't even think about it.
Assumptions can be true.
Oh, Sunday.
And it can
and that's what I said.
No. But consider truth until proven is not proven. She
don't say anything more different from what I say. Yes. Yeah? No. Stop. Stop that. Don't go down that road.
Okay, let's. Okay, you understand?
You just feel you always want to just backgrade me and feel it just. Oh God, just consider.
No. So yes. So he talked about that. Jester, this is something that we all can benefit from. Each and every one of us, because every day we presume stuff, we assume stuff, we perceive stuff, and none of it is proven true until in our mind it is a truth, it is a solid truth.
Yeah.
Because what I'm saying is concrete. Nothing wrong here. But until it's proven, like how it says, what did it say? Something happened the last time, and everybody was like, that happened. And when you come down to it, nothing so. Because we all presumed that this was the truth.
Being around the media would have really taught me to really take a lot of time before you come out and speak. And well, of course, speaking publicly is one, but I adopt the attitude even within my private capacity. Mm-hmm. I don't just run to conclusion with things. And it's the media, being around the media that taught me that. They really, really put me on that kind of pathway because you have to be very careful as to how you disseminate information. As some people they see, well, maybe they think just making our lives nothing for them, but to misguide people, to me, is a very, very serious thing.
It is.
Yeah, and that's
why I always say to you, when I open my mouth, I'm going to tell the truth. Because you know what? Liars cannot remember what they say. But when you tell the truth, it's the same answer you're going to give over and over and over again, because this is the truth. This is how you know the truth, and this is what you said. I could tell you something right now, and then it's my truth. But if you want to tell a lie on it, you could add what I say. Add more to it and go and say, Claire said that, but you see what it is. When I say what I say, it is the truth that I know it, that I'm telling you, so it would never change. You understand?
Yeah.
It will never change. But when you lie,
That's a whole different ballgame. You have to lie upon the lie upon the lie, and then by the time you catch yourself, you're in a real melange. You don't know which one to take out first to come up with. So
we know like that.
I don't know anybody. I don't know. According to the man, nobody like that.
Oh God, yeah.
Nobody.
I know you lying, because I know you know.
I omit to tell the truth here. Omission. Okay?
Just call him the
I don't have nobody, no lawyers. Not at all. I'm going there. So yeah. So you see, this is something, Jester, that we all have to learn to do and pay attention to. And it doesn't only have to happen in the school, eh? You know that? In your own home, in the place of work, everywhere. Because bullies not only go to school, they go to work too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullies
Goes to work too. And, people, you see how she was bullied in a different
are
way?
very vindictive and spiteful.
Very much so.
In fact, they carry a certain measure of hate in them.
Yes.
If you ask me.
Because you see the thing about it, they feel that it's nobody but them. And they create havoc in people's lives. So they will not only go to school, because let me tell you something. A bully goes to school. He does not stay in the school forever. He's going to find work in the workforce. That will change.
Claire, I was listening to Chester, but he's right in truth here. He said once you have to deal with a bully,
a big bad bully,
it's
BBB.
two things. If you have to be running, you have to be a very good long distance runner, because you go forever have to be running, and you have to be able to run much faster than at a longer distance than a bully. And the best way to stand up to a bully the best way to deal with a bully is to stand up to them.
Bully them.
I know of people who people used to take advantage of right now. Bullying.
Money and stuff.
And then he's a boss head. What caused that person to
Let me tell you something.
You all make a grand move, pick up a stone, bust the head, and then after that, all the harassing us.
Bullies are weak on their own. Bullies have strength in numbers. And once they have people behind them supporting them, they will continue to bully. But if you bully the bully getting as calm as ever.
Yeah.
You all have to do is stand up to the bully. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you meet a bully and he take your lunch money, he torment you, and so one day you just get bad and you just give him one baseball bat. Something shake out the bad blood him. And after that he becomes I was talking to my friend Lincoln. And then he told me about a guy that used to bully them when they were going to school in Munich, up the road up there. And the guy was a big bad bully, a BBB. And he took his bat and he cut it up and everything like that. And then Lincoln deal with him. He wait for him, he give him some good stone in his skin, he afraid to pass away, anything like that. After the bully come to him and tell him, man, we all are big men, eh? Let's just forget about it. Because you see why Lincoln stood up to him. Yeah, sometimes that's the way you have to do it. You have to stand up to him, because if you stand up and if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for something, you'll fall for anything. And you'll always be bullied. And me, I ain't letting nobody bully me. You go bully me once, But that's it. I'll making pepper spray and I'm coming for you.
Oh, Claire.
Yes.
You didn't go to church Sunday.
That's making pepper spray still. That is protecting me. So yes, we're going now to how he talked about this. So lessons that linger. Let's go with it. Read.
Alone in his office, Eric reflected on all that had transpired. The experience had changed him, shifting both his leadership style and his view of the community he served. He knew he had never forget this moment. It had carved deep lessons. He had carved deep lessons into his professional core. Ones rooted in empathy, awareness, and humility. In a quiet meeting with Emma and her mother, the mood shifted from one of tension to one of mutual understanding. Listening closely, Eric saw the path forward, not just in policy, but in compassion and connection.
There you go. So you see, now the mother came into it. All the things that was going on there, you never heard the mother. It was the father that was coming. Now it's a mother's request. You see, he talked about meeting with Emma and her mother, and there was tension before. The whole thing was tension because you suspend my child. She didn't do anything. And now
I'm coming to you to tell you that this is what it is. So this is what it is all about. So they had a mutual understanding.
See, that's a bit. See the mother coming to place there now.
Yes.
Right.
Right. The mother coming to place, yes. So it says a mother's request. With quiet grace, Emma's mother shared her only wish that her daughter be treated like any other student. Her words reflected a longing for simplicity overshadowed by recent events. Emma then spoke softly, offering words of forgiveness. Her calm presence and maturity surprised Eric, shifting the conversation towards healing and understanding. They discussed respect, empathy, and recognizing each student's unique story. Eric felt a wave of relief. Emma's forgiveness and insight reminded him of the heart of education, compassion, growth, and second chances. And I think that was so powerful and so lovely. You know why? They could have come to the school there and still add a heap of heat on top of it. You understand? The father came. And even though he went to the media and say that, he's sorry, and they could have just let her go blindly and say, you go to the media, that doesn't mean that you're really sorry. But I'm still thinking humility because they saw the humility in him, the honesty, the way that he wanted to bring forth truth to what it was all about. He admitted that he made a mistake. And they can see when Jester.
We are only humans.
Yes. And let me tell you something. There are people that do stuff to you or say things about you, right? And they may come and say sorry. But you can see if there's honesty in that word sorry. Oh, my apologies.
In some instances, it's just to pacify the situation. Really, not from deep within.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you see, she said, you got my phone going? She said that they see the humility in him. They see how he was genuine in his apologies. So she came, said a mother's request. And what I learned from this year just is this. Although the mother is in political status and the father is a person high in the business field, she says she wanted her daughter to be treated just like any other child, treated like any other student. Simplicity.
Yeah.
So even though Emma knew who her parents were, she never came to the school and show off and say, oh, my mother is this and my father is this. She came and she did her work. She did her homework. She was a model student. Her peers like her. And maybe some of them didn't even know Emma's mother was in politics or her father was in business because she never came and show off. Like some children will come and say, oh, don't touch me. Do you know who my mother is? And so she never did that because they taught her to come to school with quiet grace, to go get your education and just do it in a simple form. So they bring out all of that in the discussion that they had. When Emma talked about forgiveness, that flowed Eric, the principal. It flowed him because he thought about her being wise beyond her little years. But that's what she was taught. Not to go and flash what you have or what you don't have in the public to make people believe that, to make people know that you are who you are. And I think that is powerful, Jester, because we have a lot of children these days that goes to school, and a lot of them parents that has money, and you can tell the children whose parents have money how they behave when you see them. They don't obey the teachers. They don't have respect for nobody else. They say what they want. They do what they want because they know their parents have their back. And these are the parents that are not teaching their children humility and to have respect for people. I think that is a very, very powerful paragraph where the mother says she wants a child to just be treated like any other student.
Yeah, but I think the whole scenario, it's lesson for many of us to learn from. Yes.
And he says in a quiet voice, Emma talked about forgiveness and insight that reminded him of the heart of education, compassion, growth, and second chances. Like you say, and I'm going to come to your point now. Maybe part of the meeting with her father was to, hey, go out and make it right.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that was one of the conditions that was
could be
forward.
go out there and make it right. And you see, he talked about growth and second chances because, as you say, he could have lost his job
Yes.
by sending the powerful child home.
Mhm.
You know, he could have lost his job, but he kept his. They leave him there. He go and he apologized. They accept his apology. They build on it, and they said second chances.
Yeah.
So
But
this
you guys look at in the beginning. Remember the mother was nowhere in the picture,
no.
and look at now. You see at some stage now that she's in the picture.
She came. You know, second chances. And when you get second chances, it doesn't mean that they give you second chances to remain as a principal. That is one. But second chance to delve into things that come your way.
I don't believe he will ever make that mistake again. That what had happened was a lesson he learned for the rest of his life.
If you're calling for the program, I don't know who you are, but if you're calling for the program, please call 404-1189. I cannot take this call right now. Thank you. 404-1189 for the program.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. So second chance at delving into things that come to your desk, that come to your knowledge. Say, something happened to my daughter. Instead of just bypassing and suspend her, find out what really happened. Did she do this as they are saying she is doing? Did she did? Or did somebody set up? Did somebody bully her to make her look as though she did it? And there are a lot of people, children as well as adults, that says and does things to people that make it look as though this person did it when they didn't.
Yeah.
Right? So we have
Set
to
them up.
so we have to delve in it before we handle suspension or detention or whatever it is. So that's where second chances come in, and I applaud the mother and daughter for that. Because
some children are mischief, They
mischief children turn into adults and go mischief in other places. You know? So the turning point. Read the turning point.
The meeting marked a turning point. Eric vowed to better understand his students beyond the surface, a promise met with appreciation from both Emma and her mother. Their conversation brought clarity and closure. It also sparked a shared commitment to building a more compassionate and inclusive school culture moving forward. Later, Eric reflected deeply. From that moment on, he knew that true leadership meant valuing each student's story, an insight that would guide every decision he made.
Mm-hmm. So yes, so that's what it's showing at the turning point, and he did make a turn. The conversation brought clarity and closure. So that means it's done. We're not going to bring it up again.
Yeah.
She's going to come back to school and just be a normal student. He says, I like it says he reflected deeply. From that moment on, he knew that true leadership meant valuing each student's story.
Yeah.
So every student has a story, right? So, well, let me send this message here to tell them. Okay, let's see. Every desk has a story, and every child that comes to that school door every day has a story. It's up to the teachers and the principal to listen to that story of what that child has and help that child to be better. If the bully is the one that bullying, pull him in and have discussion with him and say you cannot go around bullying other people, that you will end up with a suspension. Don't go bullying other people's children, because you cannot do this. And the teacher, and you see, when Happy was here, she shed so much light on how children get bullied and how the bullying happens. Sometimes it's not blatant. Sometimes they don't beat you. It's a small one, like you say, oh, poor Emma. You know, because Emma wasn't the sort of student to open up and fight him, and so he bullied her for months. And then the children that knew about it, maybe they're afraid of him, of Jason also.
Yes.
But it took one child to go to the teacher after a while, because when Emma leaves school, they suspend Emma from school. That touched a nerve in all the children. They were shocked that it's Emma that got suspended when they know it's not Emma that did anything at all. So that one brave child put a stop to that bully.
There are some students that have that kind of kind of respect they get from students in the form, because I never forget that situation with Bushies. I tell you, when something has been done in a form, you man, anybody could call Bushies.
Yeah, and it's a bully.
Oh gosh. I remember when the afternoon we finished prayer, ready to go home, told Mr. Duncan. So when we finished prayer, Mr. Duncan, we start going because we finished prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Duncan, well, who said to go? Bushi jump up and say, we have to go.
That's right. Okay.
Nobody, a lot of people know it's Bushi, but they dare not tell Bushi.
So,
and there are some students like that in a number of forms.
But the thing is, the students don't always stay in school, Jester. They go to the workplace and they continue bullying people just the same. And this is why that lesson is very important for us, all of us as humans, because we do tend to make those mistakes every day, you know. And sometimes what we do, we may not think that we are bullying someone, but in retrospect, when you think about it, we are. So the most important thing is the forgiveness, the empathy, the compassion that you can give when somebody say that they are sorry. And if that person genuinely mean that they are sorry, you can tell.
Yeah.
You can actually tell. So Emma's return and the reckoning. Emma returned to school, flanked by her father and an air of unspoken strength. This wasn't the triumphant walk of someone forgiven. It was the return of someone vindicated.
Yeah, of course. That's what we must have seen first and foremost.
Vindicated, because she didn't do anything in the first place to get suspended.
To deserve what she got.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you see the thing, a lot of meetings took place with the father, the mother, the principal, and Emma and stuff, and the forgiveness and everything will happen. So
usually that's a difficult time to put up with that.
It is.
Both the child and the parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let's involve the principal, because when he got to know that what he did wasn't the right thing, he had sleepless nights, I'm sure. Because remember, she missing out on school. Yes. She probably may have to call a friend to find out what was done and to catch up. And it's usually not an easy time. No, it's not at all. Yeah. Influence doesn't always walk wearing a suit. Read this.
Eric expected power to look formal. Boardroom power, polished shoes, sharp words. Instead, it entered through the school doors holding a child's hand and spoke with quiet, unsettling confidence. Emma's father didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. Every word he spoke carried weight, history, and something unspoken that made even the bravest people sit straighter. Real influence doesn't need a little to command attention.
Wait.
Real influence doesn't need a little
a title.
To command. Oh. Yeah, let me take that again. Real influence doesn't need a title to command attention. It walks calmly, speaks softly, and leaves people wondering what they miss. Eric would never forget how small he felt in that room.
See? So the father didn't come in blazing guns or anything of that sort. Yeah. He came in and he let his power show in quietness. He says he doesn't come looking formal. He could have come with his suit and tie, this power suit. Instead, he came in holding his daughter's hand. You see? He spoke with quiet, unsettling confidence.
Yeah.
He didn't raise his voice. See? And he said every word he spoke carried weight, history, and something unspoken that made even the bravest people sit straighter.
Yeah.
So he showed his power in his strength and in his quietness.
Yeah, I knew of a lady, I think she died knowing.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't used to make no big set of quarrel and but I tell you, the way she would respond to certain thing that soft part, where at the end of the day when he cutting you worse than
Deep.
Yeah.
Yes. She says not every time we have to go blowing trumpets before we come. You know, let everybody know Emma and your father coming to school and this kind of thing, because there are people that I can tell you, I watched a lot of documentaries when I was back in Toronto, and you see the people that are CEOs and so when they're going home or they're going to think they have their briefcase, their power suit, and when you walk in, everybody knows Mr. Noel that is coming because Mr. Noel walk with so much power and the way he carries himself and it's like, this is who I am. They're not asking, you don't ask him, do you know who I am? You know, he's saying, this is who I am. So then that power, that arrogance, that presumptuousness, that, what do you call it, what again? Assumption. Nobody has to assume who that person is or presume who they are. They're letting you know in the way they carry themselves who they are. And everybody has to shake in their boots. He came in as powerful as he is. He didn't open his mouth and speak loudly so that everybody else could hear him coming and he's bringing his daughter. Quiet confidence. Quiet. And this is something a lot of us could learn from.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to let the person next door to you know what you're talking about if you're scolding somebody or something of that sort. Quiet confidence. And this speaks volumes. Influence doesn't always walk in wearing a suit. I like this. I really do like
so
this.
very nice words,
Yes.
the honesty.
So we're going on now to a leader's first job is to listen. I want to take a commercial break, but I'm afraid the double music that is playing, I don't think it's thing. Let me try it. Mr. Williams told me something. Let me try it and see if it's going to work. Let me see.
Listeners, you are listening to Take 5 for yet another Tuesday, and so we welcome you. We always endeavor you to bring you very in-depth topic discussions, like we are now doing. CJ and Jester.
We Noise TV at 929-445. Email us wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows,
We
movies,
satisfy
and
your
local
needs.
programming from home.
Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473-418.
For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at WeNoiseTV.
We have to work on the commercial thing because it's not working. I turned off the mics and did it, but it's not, there's something going on. I don't know what it is. I think, let me see if I figure it out here. I'll close this and see. I'll do this and let me try it now and see.
WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at WeNoiseTV@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Are you looking for that one local supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Belfort and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy.
At Sugar's Repair Services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473-418-1855.
Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
And we are back. So we're almost done to the end, just as 11:49. Time is flying. So we're going to read a leader's first job is to listen. Eric thought being principled meant leading from the front, deciding fast, standing firm. But silence, he learned, holds more meaning than action when you don't understand what truly happened beneath the surface. He had heard Emma speak, but he hadn't really listened. Her tone, her stare, even her choice of words, they all carried meaning he hadn't noticed until it was too late. Leadership isn't found in authority, but in humility. Listening without assumptions might have changed everything. Instead, Eric realized he had mistaken quiet for clarity and missed the warning signs. See where assumptions and so come in there, Jester? Same thing we were talking about. He didn't listen. He just assumed that what the little boy said was truth and and suspended her. But it says leading from the front doesn't always mean that you have to be firm and so, or deciding fast. It means listening. And well, sometimes we listen, we don't hear. You understand? We listen to sometimes we really actually don't hear what is going on. So, it's a learning curve for each and every one of us. The next one, Jester, is behind every desk is a story untold. Go right ahead.
Every student has a pass, but in schools, names become numbers, grades, or files on a desk. Eric forgot that each desk belonged to someone carrying more than just books and pencils. Emma wasn't just a child in a fourth grade classroom. She was a chapter from a much larger book. One, one Eric, something coming up right before I took her. One Eric had never read, never even thought to open. By ignoring the story behind her name, he overlooked everything that mattered. Now he knows every student carries a story worth understanding before making decisions that leave a mark.
Isn't that true?
Certainly.
And I go back to what Happy said again. Every child at a desk has a story. Sometimes one sits and cry. Nobody knows what's going on. Sometimes the teacher asks, the child might say. Sometimes the teacher just give them a hug. Sometimes they don't say anything at all to that child. And later the child come and open. So every child as well as every adult, all of us have a story. But it's who is willing to listen to it and who is willing to help us with that story that we have. It says by ignoring it maybe it might go away, but sometimes it turns to something deeper, something more, more rampant, something that is going to cause us to do harm to ourselves, something more sinister. So we have to really, as not only as teachers, as principals, as human beings, we have to learn to pay attention to each other, listen to each other, and see if we can help each other with whatever it is that we are going through. Because we all have a story. Some of us, we don't want anybody to read it, but we have a story.
Careful or we assume things.
Exactly. Because sometimes they might assume that, oh, Claire ain't hung up properly, and I fully hung up properly. But they assume that I ain't hung up properly. So I'm taking my
when things happen, it's kind of natural that within yourself you might tend to assume things. But yes. the problem is when you're taking assumptions to be as proof, and that's where the problem is.
Because I'm going to tell you, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Were you there? That is, you see, that's the...
Try to bring it across as facts, and that's what you visualize.
That's it. Like, somebody comments to me, okay, if you know what Jester say about you, well, what did Jester say about me? And they tell me what Jester say about me. I say, well, was Jester alone having a conversation? What did you have to volunteer towards that conversation? What did you say? Because Jester alone couldn't have that conversation to say that about me. So now we have to learn to question things when people come at it, assuming that they know what is right and what is wrong, and they tell you this is what it is, and this is no. Everything is not black and white. There's gray right in the middle of it. As I always say, there's three sides to a story. My thing, yours, and then the truth is smack dab in the middle. The devil is in the detail. Right in the middle there you will find it. So we have to be very, very careful when we start assuming things. As Lorna says, assumptions are beliefs that are accepted without evidence. There's no evidence to assumptions. She also says that it can be true, but considered truth until it is proven.
Yeah. Yes.
So if it's not proven, you cannot say it's true. Sometimes you're standing right in front there, Jester. Somebody passed and something happened, and you say, did you see who Claire did that? No. But you were standing right there, but you see, you weren't paying attention to Claire when she passed to see what Claire was doing. Another person might see me pass, and because they ask the question and they see me pass, oh yes, I saw when Claire did it. Do you understand? They assume that, because sometimes you go to the courts, and when they ask you questions, well, did you see what happened? Yes. Well, where were you? Where were you standing? What vantage point were you at when you saw it happen? Now you're starting to fumble. Because they're putting it out. So when they come to the conclusion, they know that what you say you saw at the time you saw it, that didn't happen. It's because you saw me pass. That's what it is.
Court has to deal with evidence.
Evidence. My girl Lana, she can't speak what she's writing. She says assumptions can lead to damaged relationships, which is quite true.
Of course.
And we do.
You know the amount of harm that result from assumption.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now let's go, Jester. Owning our mistakes is its own kind of strength. Apologies don't come easily to those in charge. But when Eric stood before cameras and community, it wasn't weakness they saw. It was courage, raw and overdue, shaped by regret. He couldn't have deflected, blame others. He couldn't have deflected, blamed others, or justified. Instead, he said what mattered. I was wrong. That simple truth disarmed the storm louder than the original mistake. True strength isn't in never failing. It is how you rise afterwards. Eric's apology wasn't the end of the story. It was the beginning of earning back the trust he didn't know he lost. Never underestimate the quiet ones. Emma never needed to shout. Her words were few, her voice soft. But when she spoke, the room froze. There was something behind her silence that drew people's attention. It's easy to ignore the quiet ones, to assume stillness means smallness. Eric made that mistake, but her calm wasn't weakness. It was control, quiet and unnerving. The loudest power doesn't always come from noise. Sometimes it's a whisper. Sometimes it's a fourth grader who looks you in the eye and says, "Do you know who I am?" The line between discipline and damage is thin. Suspension felt like the right call, clear, decisive, by the book. But Eric learned that rules without reflection can turn discipline into something colder, something far more harmful than intended. What began as a consequence became a headline. What was meant to guide a student instead isolated and humiliated her. The cost of that decision ran deep. Educators hold power. When used without empathy, it stops shaping behavior and starts shaping trauma. Eric now knows consequences must be corrected but never crushed. And here is the final part of it. The strongest schools aren't built on compassion.
Are built on.
Are built on compassion. Eric once believed others kept schools strong. Schedules, systems, structure. But it wasn't the rules that held Hillcrest together. It was the people, their trust, kindness, and belief in each other. Compassion doesn't replace authority, it strengthens it. When people feel seen and understood, they don't just behave, they belong. That's what creates lasting change in a school. After everything, Eric stopped enforcing from a distance. He started listening, connecting, and understanding. Because compassion isn't soft. It is the hardest and most important thing in a school, in a sorry, it is the hardest and most important thing a school can offer. It wasn't until he admitted fault, truly looked inward, and change began. Reflection is what turns reputation into something meaningful, something earned, not just displayed. And this is the end of the story of Emma Richardson and Eric, the principal, and Clara, the teacher, and Jason, the bully. It starts very small and it blew up into something that caused the powers that be to step in, the mother and the father. So, in other words, with all that we have seen here, is for us, each one of us, to take a page from the book of assumptions. Take a page from that book, the book from assumption, and remember to investigate things that come in front of you before just making a final decision as to what should and should not be done. As we started off by saying that the US is asking Grenada to give them permission to think. We shouldn't assume that this is something simple. We should investigate, make sure that we have all our ducks in a row so when they start to quack, it's quack like hockey before we give yay or nay to this. Thank you so much to each and every one of you that we chimed in. Jenny, good morning to you. I think I did say so, but if I didn't, I'm saying it now. Hope all is well with you. Thank you to Lorna, Williams Broadcast, Jenny, Chance the Game, everyone that chimed in, and to all those who listen on YouTube and everything like that. We do appreciate your checking in with us on a weekly basis with topics that could make a difference in each and every one of our lives. You.
Thank you so very much for taking the time off to tune in to the program. We look forward for your presence next week, Tuesday, God's will. Thank you so much. So long. Once again, my name is Jester. CJ and Jester.
CJ and Jester. That's it. That's it.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy, you're not alone. Don't take five, you're in this. Places from hearts that care. Two good friends always there. Let the sunlight in your heart. Peace and hope you're sure to find.
I am going to turn this off and put it on and let me say thank you so much to Olavachi. I forgot to call you because you came in way up at the top there. But yes, thank you for letting us know it was a very good topic, but you should have called. You know the number 4041189. please call because we do not know. If you don't call and tell us that, what you think about what we're talking about, we cannot get better, but we try. So thank you so, so much. And we are back to Sonanica theme song, the Jester, that you can dance to.
Playing Jester, talking truth and lifting the pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to 1, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time. We're here to make your time. Take five, I'm not alone. See, they invest if we're alone. It's okay to not be okay. Let's talk it out, don't drift away. Mental health and matters most, so coming close and raise a toast.